Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Wednesday, July 20th, 2022. Stand up for your country. Now, tonight, because we like you, remember that Mickey Mouse Club thing? Why? Because we like you. Well, that's exactly why we're doing this. Tonight, we're going to save you some money. And there's this opportunity to earn some money with very little risk. So, you need a pen and you need a piece of paper. Now, if you're listening to me on the radio, as hundreds of thousands of you are, the same thing applies, because the information that we're going to provide to you in our Smart Life segment is concrete information. So it's going to improve your life immediately. You know, when I started the No Spin News, it's a subscription service. Now we have distribution everywhere. But the core members on BillO'Reilly.com pay a fee to be a premium or concierge member. We keep it down. I've not raised it during inflation or anything like that. We give you a free book when you sign up. We do all that. But I will tell you this right off the top tonight. That fee that you pay, all right, we're going to make you money 100 times that if you follow our direction here. Because now I'm devoting a lot of resources to the economic area because of inflation and the terrible Biden administration. So a word to the wise, right? Isn't that cliche? A word to the wise is sufficient. All right. One of the most annoying phrases in any language is, I told you so, right? You know, I say that to the urchins, and we all have, all parents have. You know, I told you not to do that because now, you know, Larry ran over your foot or something. And, you know, you have to learn the hard way. People have to learn the hard way. I have. I learned a lot of lessons the hard way. But, you know, I told you so. You want to keep that to a minimum. However, my talking points memo about Joe Biden features a big I told you so, and that is the subject of this evening's memo. So, way back on September 2nd, 2020, I, your humble correspondent, said this. If Biden's elected, Biden will be in there. He'll be waving to you, smiling with the capped teeth like this. But he's going to sign anything that the Senate and House send him. You want to confiscate private property by a wealth cast? Joe's going to sign it. Okay? You want to ban guns? Joe will sign it. And then they'll let the Supreme Court sort it out. So that's why this is the most important election in my lifetime. Because the country's on the line. It's not about men, two men. All right? It's not about that. The country is on the line. Same jacket, huh? I didn't even know that. I just told the producers to pull the clip. So I knew that Joe Biden was not up to running the country. I did not know he would be this bad. I didn't know he would be in James Buchanan, Herbert Hoover territory, but he is. And now it's beyond hurting the country. It's now hurting us directly by his incompetence. So when you boil it all down, that's the word. He is incompetent. He cannot do the job. Now, my analysis didn't mean that much in the sense that Biden won the election. And he won the election because millions of Americans voted against Trump, not for Biden. And they voted against Trump because they didn't like him. Wasn't about his economic policies, which worked. Wasn't about his foreign policy, which was pretty astute. Wasn't about any of that. They didn't like him. That is called an emotional vote. And when you do anything emotionally, make any decision on emotion, it'll come back to bite you. And this has. So now, do I say to all the 80 million people that voted for Biden, I told you so? Yeah, I do. Particularly my friends. There are plenty of them who voted for Biden. And I go, hey, they still won't give an inch on Trump. They think he's the devil. Nothing I can do there. I'm a fact-based guy. I throw the facts out. 1.4% inflation. Now you got 9.6. They hate Trump so much they're willing to swallow that. They have to swallow it. It's reality. So I tell everybody, I want to repeat it, you got to tough this out. I was on Hannity radio today, and Sean was going on and on lamenting about, the bad state of the country. I said it's going to end soon. Midterm election is going to end the progressive movement and all the madness for a temporary time anyway, maybe permanently, if Republicans can govern responsibly. That's a big if. But the cycle is going to swing up as progressive Democrats lose. Now, they're not going to lose in every state, but they're going to lose in most states, in my opinion. And I got this on tape, so if I'm wrong, I'll play it and say I was wrong. But I just can't imagine that the majority of Americans come November are going to vote on a motion again when you're getting hurt. I mean, you like this pain? You want more of it? Well, continue to vote for liberal Democrats and you'll have more of it. It'll be never ending. So we got to just tough it out and don't panic. If you panic, you're not going to recover. Country will recover. That's what I told Hannity. It's going to recover. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it will recover. That's a memo. Okay. Joe Biden went to Rhode Island today, one of my favorite states, by the way. Rhode Island's a great place. And he went to the Braden Point power station. Braden Point Power Station, because it was one of the most polluting power stations ever, and they turned it into a wind manufacturing facility. Okay, good. Good. I don't care if you got wind that works, fine. But in Texas right now, it's more than 100 degrees and wind is not cutting it because there's not enough wind. Maybe there'll be enough wind in January, but it doesn't help them in Texas when it's 110. So this alternative fuel, I want it developed, absolutely do. I won't have to deal with the sheikhs and OPEC and Russia and all of this on the oil front. Much rather have, but it's not there. I'm hoping it'll come. Okay, so Biden's out there, and he's going to sign 2 executive orders. This is basically the setup to those executive orders. And let me tell you what they are. I mean, it's nothing. New initiatives to bolster domestic offshore wind industry. Okay. All right, fine. It's going to cost untold billions, but R&D is important. And then efforts to help communities cope with high temperatures. So I guess maybe everybody will get a free air conditioner from the Biden administration. I don't know. But it's largely symbolic. This doesn't really mean anything. Okay. Climate change polling. This is CBS News. Democrat 33, Republican 28, 2,062 adults. Question right now, how much of a priority should each of the issues for the country to address? Climate change, high priority, 39%. Yeah, it's up there, but not nearly what the economy, inflation, violent crime, the border. Climate change is down the list. Interesting. Another poll, this is YouGov, The Economist. Democrat 35, Republican 26, so it's a biased poll. Question, if you had to pick which is more important, protecting the environment or stimulating the economy? Protecting the environment, 50. Stimulating the economy, 50. But if it were a fair poll, not skewed to the Democrats, the economy would win. Right now, in this skewed liberal poll, it's a tie. So I'm just telling you this because Americans, we're all concerned about the climate. It should be. And we don't know how that's going to play out, but it's not good now. Not good. Europe, Heathrow, that's the big airport outside of London. 104 yesterday. I'm mocking my friends in England because only 5% of homes in the UK have air conditioning. They're going to the movies because the movie theaters are air conditioned, but 5% in the United Kingdom. They don't need it over there because it's not hot much. But 104? Whoa. And then all throughout Europe, Portugal, 116 degrees. Oh, man. And they don't have air conditioning in Portugal. I have more than England, but most of the people in Portugal are poor. I'll have it. Madrid, Spain, 108. On and on and on and on. It's hot. It's hot here in the Northeast where I am. Kids blew in today. Going to be heat index, they call it. It's going to be more than 100. It's hot. Gets hot in the summer, as Dennis Miller said. It's summer. Gets hot. Now, the climate is changing. All the stats say that. There's no doubt. When I went up to Alaska, I told you this before, Glacier Bay. I talked to the scientists up at Glacier Bay. Beautiful place, by the way. Oh, gorgeous. And they said, we lost about 40% of the glacier. Gone. Climate change is real. Is it because of a natural cycle on the planet or all the gunk in the air? Biden administration obviously thinks it's gunk in the air, but India and China are responsible for most of the gunk. They're not going to cooperate. So, it's a conundrum. I told Hannity today on the radio, and that's posted on BillO'Reilly.com. I hope you listen. Look, nuclear power is the answer to this, particularly in India, China, and those places. I mean, because they're never going to get away from coal and fossil fuels. They're never going to do it unless they have a replacement. You realize 78% of French power comes from nukes? And Macron is going to build 6 more nuclear power. Why don't we have that here? Because they're afraid of 3 Mile Island. But the technology security is so much more, so much better now. You got to take the chance. But see, the left doesn't really want to solve this problem. They think they do, but they're using it to impose a totalitarian system, which is really what it's all about. You know that. Everybody knows that. AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens, is the leading conservative advocacy and benefits organization in America. I am an AMAC member, and you should be too. AMAC gives you access to exclusive benefits, insightful takes on today's news, and a magazine full of uncensored content that you will not find anywhere else. Most importantly, AMAC is working tirelessly to preserve the freedoms enshrined and secured by our Constitution. AMAC has become one of the most impactful organizations in America because more than just talk, AMAC gets things done. They are pushing back against the efforts to defund our police, weaken the borders, and replace your freedom with government control. But they need your help. Stand with me and more than 2 million patriots and join AMAC today at amac.us. That's AMAC.us. amac.us, and tell them O'Reilly sent you. Okay. The White House continues to be in disarray. Monday, Tuesday of this week, Biden didn't do anything. High-level meetings. How do we save the situation? That's what they were discussing. And then he goes to Rhode Island to try to deflect away from the terrible economy with the wind power. What's interesting is the White House press secretary, Karine Jean-Pierre, she doesn't know very much. Roll the tape.
But as far as what's on in the climate side, I just don't have more information to share. Like I said, it's not on the table for this week. We're still considering it. I don't have the upside or the downsides of it. I just don't have specifics on the pros and the cons, but it is still on the table. I just don't want to get ahead of the president. Again, he's going to make some announcement. I just don't have one to announce. There might be in the next couple of hours. I just don't have anything to share. I appreciate the question. This is not something that I can speak about from here. This is a question that has to go to any information or details has to go to the U.S. Secret Service. I just can't speak from here because it is a active investigation. I understand the question and I hear the question, but we just can't. I can't respond to it from here, from the podium. I would have to check in with the team to see if the president's been briefed about this particular issue.
What's the point? She doesn't know anything. Now, is that by design? Yeah, it's by design. Don't tell her anything. Just go out and say you don't know. I don't know. It's just. Now, maybe one of them would say, well, why don't you know? It's your job to know, right? These are important questions. And we're asking you, I don't know. I can't say. It's on the table. We're considering it. This is what happens when you have an incompetent person in your life, if you've worked for an incompetent boss or if you've had an incompetent teacher, and you're asking a question, I don't know. All right, First Lady Jill Biden, who is the most powerful person on the domestic side of the White House, well, she's unpopular now. So a new CNN poll, 1,459 respondents, 32 Democrat, 29 Republican. Okay. Here's a question. We'd like your overall opinion of some people. First, Jill Biden, favorable 34%. Wow. 34%. That's not good. That's down there with her husband. They don't like Jill. Why would you not like Jill? Well, the remark that she made in Texas on July 11th, that hurt her. Roll it.
Raul helped build this organization with the understanding that the diversity of this community, as distinct as the Bogotas of the Bronx, as beautiful as the blossoms of Miami, and as unique as the breakfast tacos here in San Antonio, is your strength. And yet, it's when you speak with one voice, unidos, that you find your power.
It's unidos, not unidos, unidos, united. So that she's speaking of La Raza, which has changed its name because La Raza is pretty radical, to Unidos US. And I didn't mind the taco. I know one of our producers, Victor Garcia, wrote a very, very good column on it. To me, I knew she wasn't trying to disparage, but it didn't come out well. But the main reason that Americans are declining in their opinion of Joe Biden is because most people know that she's whispering in her husband's ear. And the whispers are hurting us. All right, Liz Cheney, she's done, as I told you, 6 months ago? Finished. So Wyoming, very interesting state. Only 282,000 registered voters. Wyoming is the least populated state in the union. All right, Liz Cheney lives south of Jackson in a very nice community. I've been in there, not in her house, but in the community. Very nice. There are, out of the 282, 100,000 registered voters, about 201 are Republicans. So a Democrat's never going to win there. It's kind of like New York and the opposite. And the latest poll comes out of the Casper Star Tribune newspaper. It has Liz Cheney support 30% in the Republican primary. Harriet Hagman support 52%. The primary is to be held on August 16th, and it's over. She's never going to overcome that. It's impossible. Now, the reason that Liz Cheney is going to lose her seat is because she hates Trump. That is apparent. And Republicans, most of them don't hate Trump. Some of them don't like him, but they don't hate him like Liz Cheney hates him. And Liz Cheney has helped Nancy Pelosi out a lot. And Nancy Pelosi is just the devil as far as Republicans are concerned. And I don't feel sorry for Liz Cheney. I don't think she did the right thing in her hatred of Donald Trump. And she'll land on her feet. CNN will hire her. You wait and see as a commentator. Okay, so let's get to Ocasio-Cortez and Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, Minnesota. So there are a bunch of left-wing progressive congresspeople demonstrate in front of the Supreme Court building. They are arrested for crowding, obstructing, or incommodoing. Wow, incommodoing. I don't even know what that is. And they're arrested. So throw the pics up of Ocasio-Cortez. So she doesn't have handcuffs on, all right? But she's got her hands in the back like she does have her handcuffs on. But she doesn't. No handcuffs. She could have her hands at her sides, or she could rub them in front of her. But she's masquerading that she's got handcuffs, that she's cuffed. And she's not. And Omar did the same thing. They wanted people to think that they were cuffed as Omar. Again, there's the hands behind the back, but there's no cuffs. So I thought that was pretty amusing. Propaganda, these two are experts at it. And there it is. So George Soros is stepping it up. Boy, is this guy, I'm trying to think of an individual outside of President Biden, and Biden has done it unwillingly. I know a lot of you feel that this is a big conspiracy. He's trying to tank the country. I know that. But in my estimation, Biden is so incompetent, he doesn't know what he's doing. But he's hurt the country dramatically, Joe Biden has. But George Soros knows what he's doing. And he, I guess, is second most harmful individual to the United States of America is George Soros. So he pumps $1 million into Beto O'Rourke's campaign to unseat Governor Greg Abbott in Texas. So Beto gets $1 million from Soros PACs, political action committees. In fact, half of Beto's $27.6 million fundraising comes from out of state. Okay? And I don't know. I lived in Texas for 2 years. Texas not big on that. They're not big on that. So Beto, I don't think he's going to win. He's behind by 6 points now in the latest poll there. But you should know that Soros is very active in that race. And let's go to Georgia. Stacey Abrams. Let's see, Stacey. Now she has raised $50 million to become governor of Georgia. Only 14% of that is from Georgia donors. A colossal 86% of Stacey Abrams' money is out-of-state money. Now, I don't know if Soros is involved there. I don't know. We haven't found out yet. I mean, it's a good chance he is, but we got to be honest about it. Californians have donated $10 million to Stacey Abrams. Washington, D.C. people, 6.4. New York, 3.6. This is million, of course. Delaware, 2.5. So again, in Georgia, these are candidates running for governor, but they're not raising money inside the state. Is that what you want? Not what I would want. Feds are getting more money from we the people than ever before in the history of this nation. It's not even close. So in the first 9 months of the fiscal year in the federal government, which ends in October, $3,335,390,000,000 has gone to Washington. That's up 15% from 2021, same period of time, which was a record. And Biden wants more. The progressives want more. Now, this should be way more to run this country than anybody would ever need. And when you combine inflation, which is essentially a tax on your wages, you're paying almost 10% more. So you've taken a 10% pay cut, but your tax rate isn't going to be cut. So you can see how American workers getting killed. And that's why Biden was not going to run again, will lose the midterms, and the progressive movement is shot, in my humble opinion. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years, interest rates skyrocketing, we all know that. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, not only predict a recession, but are using scary terms like economic hurricane and unprecedented. So, you need to call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. Please call them today, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They have thousands of satisfied customers, are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Please call 866-501-5201. 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. Again, 866-501-5201, or text BILL to 65532. So as I said, here's the final thought of the day. Killing a Killer is number 4 after 12 weeks in the marketplace. That's word of mouth now. The marketing has stopped. So people like the book. They tell other people it's summertime. You need a summer read on the beach. And Killing the Killers remains a mega bestseller, and we are so grateful. Anybody who recommends the book, anybody who reads the book. Now, I just got what they call galleys, which are what we send out to the, cable people, radio people, to give them a heads up that here this book is coming. There is a mistake in Killing the Legends galley. It drives me crazy because the publisher hires proofreaders, and they got this through, and I'm looking at the galley going, and here's the mistake. So as a footnote, Elvis Presley donated a lot of money to St. Jude's charity. But it's Danny Kaye's charity. In reality, it's Danny Thomas. Now, the fact checker should have put that up. I'm going, because we pay these fact checkers. So it drives me crazy. But I'm not making a big deal out of it, in the sense I'm not calling up the fact checker yelling or anything like that, because I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. In our job, in our personal lives, we make mistakes. Now, this is an annoyance, and I can't get it fixed in time for first publication. I will on the second wave, but it's like, it's Danny Thomas. Elvis Presley, a lot of people don't know this, is a very generous man, and we go through that. So is Muhammad Ali. So my point on the final thought is, when someone makes a mistake, you owe it to them to point the mistake out. If you're silent, that doesn't help anybody. But you've got to be forgiving, because we all make mistakes. And I tell that to the urchins. If the urchins make a mistake, I'm on it. And I say, look, but I'm not going to, if they make a mistake over and over, then that's another matter. But I'm saying, okay, let's correct this. Let's not do it again. Trying to be as benevolent as I can in this arena, again, because I do make mistakes. Thank you for watching and listening to the No Spin News. We'll see you tomorrow. If you are stuck in a timeshare and you haven't called Lone Star Transfer yet, what are you waiting for? Lone Star Transfer has helped more than 16,000 happy customers. They are family-owned, have a 99% success rate. Their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. I mean, does it get better than that? The team at Lone Star Transfer will keep you informed every step of the way until you are legally and permanently released from your timeshare. So don't pay another penny for a timeshare you don't use. Get peace of mind today with Lone Star Transfer. They guarantee the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Give Lone Star Transfer a call for a free no-obligation consultation. 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or online at lonestartransfer.com.